Most secret scanners tell you what might be a leaked credential. They hand you a list of strings that look like API keys, tokens, or passwords, and you spend the next 2 hours sorting through false positives, the bane of most people's existence in InfoSec. Trufflehog does something different. It tells you what is a credential by actually testing it against the API it belongs to. It also has a feature that takes it even further by telling you what the credential can do. In this video, I'll show the value of Trufflehog and why you need to use it to help secure your resources. Before we start, I want to talk about 3 output states we're going to cover today when looking at Trufflehog output. 1. Verified. This means Trufflehog actually called the API and confirmed that the credential that it found works. This is a live key. Unverified. This means it detected something that matches a credential pattern, but couldn't or didn't confirm that it was live. It might be expired, revoked, or a test value someone left in a comment. Unknown. This means Trufflehog tried to verify, and the verification itself failed for some reason or another. Worth retrying, worth looking into. I'm on my Kali box with Trufflehog already downloaded. It's a straightforward process, so we're going to save time in the video and not cover it. The most common use case for this tool is to check GitHub for leaked credentials. If you have devs at your company and you need to work with them to secure your apps, you might have a public repo on GitHub. If you do, this program provides you with a way to reduce the risk of devs exposing credentialed secrets to the public accidentally. We're going to run it 3 different ways: inspection of a single repo, an entire org, and pulling in issues and PR comments, which most scanners ignore. Truffle's own test repo, trufflesecurity/test keys, has deliberately planted credentials for us to find. It's a perfect demo target so we can test out how it works. Here we're watching Trufflehog work in real time. Let's walk through the output. What we see is detector type, AWS in this case, the raw result, the actual key value, the line, the commit, email, and file, so you know exactly where in history this lives. And the most important finding, verified true. Trufflehog made a real get color identity call against the API and confirmed this key is live. That's not a pattern matching using regex, that's confirmation. By passing -- results equals verified, we suppress everything else and only see live confirmed credentials. On a real engagement, this is what you want. It brings the noise to 0. Next, we'll do the org-wide scanning. Using an org flag walks every public repo in the organization. Important note, they expect this for testing. It's in the README file and is all just looking at public available information. No access, it's just reading public-facing information made public by the owners of the repo. One thing to flag, token is not optional in practice. Without it, you're getting GitHub's unauthenticated rate limits. A real org scan will choke quickly due to rate limits if you're not careful. What you're seeing is an empty placeholder. If we need to auth, then the token would be set in the shell. And there we have it, the org-wide scan, finding all the keys that they left for us to look for. Now I'm going to run it against my org for testing, just testing. We're not going to get any findings. I mean, everything's going to be fine, right? Good, nothing. I wasn't worried, were you? All right, here's the underused part. Most scanners look at code. They don't look at issue threads. They don't look at PR discussions. Developers may paste credentials into both as part of a, here's what's broken, here's my dev token, can you reproduce message, then they forget to scrub it. And there we go. See, some are verified, some are not verified, but they report everything to you for your inspection. Now on this one, we're doing the same thing, but I did add JSON at the end because once you're scanning at scale, you're going to be piping it into something, some other tool. JSON gives you a structured field for everything we just walked through plus source metadata. That's the GitHub block. Single repo, full org, code plus discussion surfaces. Machine readable output. Now, GitHub covers the public surface, but during an engagement, you accumulate other things. Local clones, extracted archives, configuration dumps, file pulled off of targets during post-exploitation. Trufflehog can scan those in the same way. I won't show that here because it's the exact same thing, just a different command. Two practical uses for this on engagements. First, before report writing, clone the target's public repos to a local directory, scan the file system. Faster than pointing Trufflehog at 30 GitHub URLs in sequence, and you have the data locally for evidence collection later. Second, during internal engagements, you've probably gotten access to a developer workstation. There's probably going to be a folder of cloned projects, configuration files, maybe a .env here and there. If you point Trufflehog at it, let the verification do the triage for you. So now for the feature that separates Trufflehog from everything else in this category and why people fear it so much when they see it running anywhere. You found a verified credential. What does that actually do? Most of our workflows stop here. You log it, you report it, and you move on. But the credential's blast radius, or what it has access to, what it can read, what it can write, who it belongs to, that information is sitting one API call away. The command is just trufflehog analyze. Bare, no flags, nothing else to worry about. It launches an interactive prompt. You pick the key type from the list, paste the key, and Trufflehog handles the rest. What we're going to do here is select GitHub. And I'm going to paste in the secret that I found. This is all test, it's okay. And here we can see exactly what the scope is of my test. For this one in particular, it's a private one. I set it up just for this test. It's going to be gone by the time this goes up, so it's fine. But all it has access to is repo status, public repo, user read, user true. But that's the idea. If you find a key, you can test the key and see exactly what the scope of that key is using the analyze method. Look at what comes back. The report tells you everything this token can do. For a pen test finding, this is the difference between we found a leaked credential and we found a leaked credential with write access to 12 production repositories across 3 organizations. One of those gets a fix next sprint, the other gets a fix in the next hour. Trufflehog Analyze supports around 30 key types right now and most of the big SaaS APIs people leak credentials for. The full list is in the doc and will no doubt grow over time. Quick but important. In the Trufflehog documentation, we are given explicit instructions to scan their repos and org to ensure our setup is working correctly. It even explicitly tells us to use the verify option. The commands we ran were several tests from their documentation. That's a clear line in my opinion. Don't run this on something you don't have permission to run it on. This video is for educational and authorized use only. Get written authorization before scanning systems you don't own. Not a lawyer, nothing in this video constitutes legal advice. The author and this channel are not responsible for any misuse of information presented. And that's Trufflehog. It scales from a single repo to an entire org, and the same engine scans local files too. Use the analyze command to turn raw findings into a blast radius assessment right away, mapping what each exposed credential can actually do. If you like this video, if the video saved you some time and you learned something new, please hit subscribe. Drop a comment if there's a tool you'd like me to break down next and review.